Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was a very intriguing set that was right around the time I got started in Magic the Gathering. It has to do with the plane Kamigawa as like this sci-fi-ish plane that was just like a realm of existence within Magic the Gathering. And there's a whole bunch of wild stuff that happened way back before I got into Magic. But with this set, we find the Emperor of Kamigawa has been missing for about 10 years. And there's like a challenge between those loyal to the Emperor and others who are like trying to create an uprising. But we have somehow mixed in ninjas and samurais. And I don't really see where they fit in the storyline. I really need to maybe learn more about that if it's super relevant. But basically, if you like ninjas or samurais or color or sci-fi, this is a great set. It had a couple of really, really awesome dragons in the set as well. I am always a big fan of dragons, so it'll be fun to see if we can grab one of those. It has an interesting cyberpunk aesthetic to it. That's kind of cool to see. And then one of the things that is really neat is there are a couple of cards in this set that have a really cool neon look to it, where they like, it's so hard to explain, but they're just gorgeous. It'd be amazing if I could grab one of those out of one of these packs. I believe they're collector packs only, but who knows? Maybe you get lucky on a pack. I don't study all the, you can only get this card out of that pack and only in all that. No, I'm here to just enjoy the game. Let's take a look at the pack. Captain Price has our pack axe here. We're going to go ahead and open that up and get this pack opened, and let's see if we can tell a story in the Neon Dynasty with only a single set booster. Okay, this is before the play boosters existed. There was no play booster at this point. There was a set booster and a draft booster, and the idea was draft would be, in general, not quite as good of cards. Set was a little bit more expensive. The big thing that I loved about set boosters, and again, I don't know how these are arranged. I don't know if I'm looking at the front and back, but the big thing I loved about set boosters, the biggest undervalued thing of Magic, is these art cards. I find that pretty much no matter what you think of Magic the Gathering, the art of it is underappreciated. There is so much cool art in Magic, and this is not one that I would consider like my favorite, but I'm pretty sure I know quite a few people who would just absolutely love the art of this card alone. Like, I think this itself should be framed. I even have a binder trying to collect all the art cards of each set that I've gone through. I know I don't have this one. This is really cool. This almost feels Van Gogh-ish with the whole landscape and stuff. Like the oh man, I can't even say enough about how cool this card is. And it's just an art card. You could probably pick this up like cheap, not even a quarter most game stores. But yeah, so that's going in my binder. That's already a win. Next win. These lands in this set are just like none I have ever seen. The only lands I like better are from a set called Infinity, which I don't have any of those packs to open for the series right now. Maybe we will one day. But these full art lands are just incredible. This is the mountain. This is going to be the red land. And I just think this goes so well with the aesthetic and the storyline. This feels like I'm in a samurai ninja-ish time, kind of like the Imperial China time frame. It's just really, really cool. So as of right now, there's no story happening yet, but we are really developing a scene. And I say, when you're reading a book, getting a good scene developed is amazing, and super critical to obviously progressing a story. So this is definitely getting there. I'm already excited about this, and we're just open to the common. This is called Peerless Samurai. This is just a really cool, this might be an alternate art. I'm not sure because I've not seen this card at all before, and I've opened quite a few packs in the Iron Dynasty. This is a common, but there's no storyline to it. All we know is there's a Peerless Samurai. So this is a samurai, like we said. Samurais and ninjas are going to be pretty big in this set. Any questions, you're definitely welcome to ask. Undercity Scourger. This one has some flavor text. That will pay for another arm extension all by itself. Well, as long as it doesn't explode. So we got some black market dealings looking like going on. Looks like he's got some kind of a some artifact there that's gonna apparently make him plenty of money. Interesting. All right, kind of fun. Neat ideas going on there. Return to action. And let's go ahead and see. We have, are you hurt? Too bad? You stop fighting when I say, and not a moment sooner. So, you're hurt? Too bad. You stop fighting when I say, and not a moment sooner. So clearly someone kind of head of an army type thing. Return to action. Yeah, that card makes sense. I like it. Then we got Reckoner's Bargain. Restricted auctions are held once a year in the dungeon's lair. The sacred neutral meeting ground of all reckoning gangs. Sounds an awful lot like the kind of place that these previous cards might have been from. So there's a special auction held once a year in a dragon's lair. This guy sounds like a bit of a cruel ruler, forcing people to fight, regardless if they're wanting to or not. And then this guy's doing some dark dealings, trying to make all this happen. Fun that these are all cards of the swamp type. These are, the cards that we would be using. A lot of people really like swamps. They work well in a lot of graveyard interactions and other cool magic mechanics. But all right, now this guy gets us back to a samurai, a little different looking goblin samurai. Kind of cool. His name's Aki Ronin. Carry the heart of the furnace in your steel and never let it fade. Well, that sounds inspiring. Very cool. Awesome, awesome. And the storyline you can develop on this is great. Thirst for Knowledge. This is a good card. I like this one. I don't have this art in it, though. It's kind of fun. Knowledge is the universal currency of the multiverse. It is power. It is freedom. It is possibility itself. Love it. I even have an entire section of my magic card binder specifically dedicated to school and math related cards, and this very much feels like it almost fits there. That's cool. All right, Containment Construct is the next card. It's an artifact creature construct. This definitely looks kind of on that cyberpunk futurish mindset we were talking. It says automated units are deployed to stabilize merge sites deemed too dangerous even for trained intercessors. Very cool. It just sounds exciting. Like, if this could have been a movie, I want to see what that movie is. There's some cool potential here. This is the kind of stuff that just Magic is really designed for. This kind of stuff to be. It's just so cool. It's exciting. Hope anyone else will enjoy this too. This card is Go Shinhenti of Hidden Cruelty. That sounds like those first few cards we had. It seeks those with hate in their hearts and offers vengeance. Definitely sounds terrifying. Wow. There's some really cool sounding lore that could go around that. I've seen this card a few times. It's a pretty cool one. The Shattered States Era. All right. There's not any flavor text on this. This is called a saga, so it goes through 3 different stages. It can be, once it does hit the final stage, then it comes here, and now we have flavor text. So a thing's happening. This is kind of like we see the sword. There's something cool about the sword. All right. And all of a sudden, in the wake of the Kamigawa descended into a state of constant warfare. Even with Coyotea's wisdom guiding them, it took the first Imperials decades to work and bloodshed to subdue the clan and bring peace to the land. This is from the history of the Empire. So it sounds like a script, text that would have been brought out of a history book of the time of the people of Kamigawa. Invoke Despair. That sounds Ominous. Okay, this is going to be a rare card for us. Although officials said it was a severe failure, I'm sorry, a sewer failure. That was like a V from heck there. Although officials said it was a sewer failure, the people whispered that it was a warning of Night's Reach. Okay. Interesting. So just a lot of storyline happening here. Vicious Beetle. This thing can get crazy. All right, this is a cool card to play. The text on it says they'll be debugging their code for days before they figure out what happened. That's from Edra Futurist Agent. So this is one of the people that are like trying to infiltrate the Empire and kind of like take over, from what I could gather of the storyline, from what little I've experienced of it. But this is one of the foil cards, so it makes it a little more fun, but being just a common, this is an easy one to come by, not anything super exciting. But we do have a unique scenario, and I think this is the first time for this particular series. This is something called a list card, all right? Because I've not opened one on my series so far, I'll go ahead and take a minute to explain. The first thing that we see is the symbol on all of these cards that I've got in this pack. These all have this little mountain. These have again, that. So the blacks are your commons. The yellow is going to be the rare. All right. If I had an orange one, it would be mythic, but I don't. Then we have the uncommons here as silvers. But see, they're all the same. Now, some sets actually have two different symbols, which gets a little bit confusing with this. But you notice this is nothing even close related to what we just saw. So this is a list card, and it shows it has a little magic symbol in the bottom corner. That means it's from a different set, and usually these are fairly decent cards. I don't know this card well enough to be able to say if it's a good card or not, but it has nothing to do with the storyline that we're looking at. So even if it's an amazing card or not, it's really not going to play in, and it doesn't even have any flavor text anyways, so it doesn't matter. This is from the Magic 2014, so you see the M14 there, so that's the set that this card comes from, so it'll look identical to the card that was released in the Magic 14 set, except it has this little bitty magic symbol in the corner. That's how you know they're from what they call the list, which is a list of cards that they randomly insert to packs. So that's kind of neat. Hope you enjoyed that. The storylines on this, like literally from just starting with the art, so many of these cards had great addition to the storyline. I kind of feel like I just maybe watched a little commercial for this movie that doesn't exist, and I want to know more about what happened. Why are they doing the things they're doing? It's just so interesting to me. And I'll tell you, as of right now, what Magic the Gathering did with the storyline, I don't see it continuing anywhere. Hopefully soon.